What's going on, beautiful royal family? All praises to the Most High God of Israel. Family, it is that time of year where we start preparing for our 2025 Royal Gathering season, and we want to bring this live from the city of Chicago, Illinois. So family, please, this is the time that I reach out to you so that we can prepare making our donations to make this 100% possible and to get our family, the royal family, to the royal gathering and keep the ordinance of the Most High God of Israel. So family, the link will be in the description of this video below, and you can begin making your donations there. And family, I want to thank each and every last one of you for making it possible. I want to thank each and every last one of you that made it possible last year and every year before. And as y'all see, when we donate, the money goes exactly where it is supposed to go for us to bring forth this royal gathering. And I cannot say it enough, family. Thank you so much for your donation. Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. And family, as you saw at the top of the program, yes indeed, we are preparing for our royal gathering. And again, I want to thank each and every last one of you that have been contributing. And as you see, that number, that number is not a magical number. That is our number that we have to hit to put on our gathering, okay? And I just want to make this clear. I know there's so many of you out there that's like, well, how come he ain't put nothing in? I see him asking for anything. You will never see me put anything in because I'm the one that does it first, okay? I do it first. There's already a grant of my money that's sitting in there already. I will never ask you to do anything that I haven't done first. That's just how I operate. That's just me. That's just how I do, okay? So when I tell y'all that, not only are they your contributions, but they're mine as well. This is a collective effort among all of us. So yes, family, please, I am asking every last one of you to please contribute and please do your part as the scriptures tell us to. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And I thank each and every last one of you for having the heart of a child of God so that we can make this happen. So right now, just to give a little update, I know we did an update earlier this week here, but just a little update. Right now, we are in negotiations. So this is why your part is so important, because I can't pull any triggers until you guys do your part. But I just want to thank you guys again. And once again, I got to make this clear. The link is in the description of this video. It will be in the description of every video until the gathering is over. Someone asked again last week. They said, where is the link? I got to say it again. The link is in the description of this video. It is in the description of this video. And once again, royal family, thank you so much for your hard work and your contribution. Family, oh, let's get into this here tonight. Oh my goodness gracious. So let me tell you how this all came about in the first place. As all of us do on our phones, I see a particular video come up. It wasn't of the royal family. It was of another camp, but I'm not even going to mention the camp's name. I'm not going to say any of that because what's going to happen, they're going to try to say that I'm starting trouble. But if you really want to look this up, you can go look it up for yourself. It is a particular camp. Someone asked them the question, is the earth flat? So now, the brother responded by saying, well, why does that matter? Why does that matter? How does that determine as to whether or not if you make it into the kingdom or not? Now, earlier Early on in my infancy of this walk, I could have accepted that statement. I would have accepted that answer. But as we read the scriptures, the Father told us something. He said, have an answer for everything. And the reason why we are going into it here tonight, because that particular question you need to be equipped with. Why? There are so many things, so many alternative things that are happening in this world that your brain is just not fashioned to deal with. As the Father told us, he said there's going to be many men that their hearts are going to fail them because of the things that they encounter in these last days. The things that they're going to see, the phenomena that was told to them that was not real. All of these unreal untruths, these myths, all of a sudden, they're no longer myths. Nor are they untruths, and they're no longer lies, now are they? All the things that they came out and told us, all the things that they were telling us, that they hammered into us years upon years upon years, they are now beginning to backpedal on their statements. That is a major, major problem. And by the end of this lesson, you're going to see why. By the end of this lesson, you're going to see and understand why that brother not answering that man is a major problem. First and foremost, the Father told him, have an answer for everything, and he didn't do that. Now, did he? No, he did not. But we are going to have an answer. Now, being that I just mentioned what I mentioned, right, we're going to get into why the earth is flat, because all we're going to do is go right to the Bible. But I want to go somewhere first. We need to lay a foundation down, because we're not just going to just answer that question. I'm going to show you why it is so dangerous for you not to answer that question. And I'm going to do it biblically and not my opinion. Please, family, open your Bibles to the book of 1 Peter chapter 4. That's right, family. It is that time. Please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And we are going to 1 Peter chapter 4. 1 Peter chapter 4, go down to verse 10. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. Remember what I just said. And now let's get the scripture that's going to back it up. As every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another, as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. Now, did we not talk about the stewardship last week? And here it is again. You see, I always make sure that the lessons that we do references the one prior. We've been doing it ever since the beginning. Okay? Verse 11. If any man speak, listen to this. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. You see that? So that's number one right there. Because the answer as to whether or not the earth was flat was in the book. And that brother was out on the streets teaching, and he wasn't able to answer that question. Now already, that's a problem according to the Bible. Let's do it again. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth. That's the problem. You see, there was somebody out there teaching that did not have the ability to answer that question. So now you got to start asking the question for the leadership. Why were they out there on the street and they were unable to answer that question? I'm telling y'all, y'all are going to see just how dangerous this is. I'm doing this here for a reason. That God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom the praise and dominion forever and ever and amen. So what was the problem with that? That person came to that brother to ask him the question, is the earth flat? Now, that question could have led him into this truth, and you're going to see how. But because that brother was not equipped, they put him out there on the street, and that question went unanswered, and that person left without the question ever being answered. And at that moment right there, he could have come into the truth. Verse 12, pay attention. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. That statement right there is going to make so much sense as this scripture goes on. Not only this scripture, but as your life continues throughout the rest of these last days, because you are going to be tried, you're going to be tested, you are going to encounter some very, very strange things, some very, very strange phenomena that is already happening just alone with the UFO stuff. Just alone with that. But it's not only that, there's other things here, and we're going to get into some of those things. We're going to get into it. This is the most exciting time ever on earth, because there are so many things being revealed. So many things being revealed. Verse 13, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Also with exceeding joy. And I wanted to read this here because, do you know how you can talk to some people, and with all these strange things that's happening on earth, like how we see all of this UFO activity now, we see just as, and even as we read through this here, you're going to see some people's attitudes. You can talk about someone about flat earth. You could talk to someone about the miracles of God and all the things that's happening around the world. You can show someone in these scriptures that we are the Israelites. You take them directly to Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15 through 68, and their attitude is, Their attitude is, oh, okay. Freaking Eeyore. Nothing about them. There's nothing exciting about this at all. That is a characteristic that is of the damn devil. I'm going to read this again because there is a certain characteristic that a child of God has. Let me read that one more time. Let me read it. But rejoice. Now, rejoice means to be excited. Rejoice means to be happy. There has to be something that is exciting when you hear this word and you see this unusual phenomena. Let me read that again. Let's just do it again. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory, not your glory, that when his glory shall be revealed, that ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. You see that? Not just happy, but with an exceeding joy, meaning out your damn skin, hooting, hollering, doing backflips, pop locking, whatever it is that you do. You are going to show a joy that the world has never seen before. People are going to look at you and be like, what is wrong with you? When you see these things happening, we are supposed to be the different ones on this planet. We are supposed to be God's cheerleaders, but there's so many people, when you tell them this truth, when you show them the things that are happening on the world, all they do is Their attitude is just so lackadaisical. They just don't have a care in the world. What does that do? It brings you down. I don't want people like that around me. I remove myself from people like that. I stop talking to people like that. You know why? Because this exceeding joy lives inside of me. Every time I see a story about UFOs, whether it's real or not, it doesn't matter. It just puts me back into the remembrance that my God is on his way to kick some ass. My God is on his way to avenge his enemies, which are my enemies, and it means that I'm getting ready to go home. There is nothing that can keep me calm when I hear that. Not a damn thing. Nothing keeps me calm when I hear that. It is an exceeding joy. Out my damn skin happy because I know it's real. I know my redemption is coming, and there will be nobody that is going to stand in the way of my exceeding joy. We didn't even get to Genesis yet. Can y'all believe that? We didn't even get there yet. Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye. You see that? When you go through these things and you see these things happening, when people are trying to call you a clown and people are making fun of you because all of this phenomena is taking place, and they're like, oh, you damn crackpot, what is wrong with you? What type of drugs you smoking, nigga? What is the matter with you? But what does it say right here? Let's read it again. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of God resteth upon you. I told you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. You should not be ashamed of any of these things. You should not be ashamed that people are looking at you and you are getting excited because all of these UFO stories are coming out and people are starting to report seeing dragons. People are starting to report seeing 10-foot tall hairy animals. Back in the day they called them Bigfoot or whatever you want to call them, lurch, whatever it is. But now the reports are coming in more and more and more. And the problem that the police and the government are having right now is that they can't contain the stories. There's something called cell phones with cameras. They can't stop it all. They can't filter through all that because there's too many people that are coming out with it. So what did they do? Oh, you know what it is? It's AI. There's some excuses they can no longer use because technology has become so much more advanced. So now they say, well, we have a technology that is so much more advanced than yours called artificial intelligence, and they can produce these images. So, y'all are still wrong. No, you're not. Do y'all see the war for competency? Do you see the war on your brain? Do you see the war on your spirit, on your thoughts? You see, the war that is fought, it is no longer a carnal war. This war is for your spirit. This war is for your soul. And they are coming for it. They are coming for your spirit, your body, your mind, your peace, your soul. They are coming for it. This is why God said in these last days that your discernment better be on point. Boy, your discernment better be on point. So now that we read that, we are going to the book of Genesis. And let me tell you right now, if you are a person that is not paying attention, if my voice right now annoys you or just anything about this, turn it off. Just turn it off and go on about your business. It ain't for you. This ain't for you. But right now, we are about to get into Genesis, and we are going to pull up some things here that is just so simple and so matter of fact. You got to ask yourself, why the hell did I ever believe anything that these people ever taught us? Let's get into this. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, the beginning of the book. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. I'm going to need you to pay attention to that because it makes a very bold statement. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Okay, so as of right now, this earth is not even here. The earth is not here. There's nothing. Nothing. Okay? Verse 2. And the earth was without form. Now he's making sure you understand. The earth was without form. There is no form to any of this at all right now. There is nothing. Nothing. And void. Now I need y'all to understand that because it is going to make so much sense here. You have to understand right now there is nothing. There is absolute nothingness. Absolute nothingness. You have to understand that this is a blank canvas. This is God's blank canvas that he's using right now. And he's showing us how he paints. His children, pay attention. I'm going to read verse 2 again. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Now, we're starting to get some characteristics now. Darkness. Now, we all know what darkness is. Close your eyes. Go like that. All right? That's darkness. You can't see anything. But listen to what it says. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. So now there is something. Now, we know the earth is without form, but there is something there. There's something, and it's deep, and it's dark. Now, let's see exactly what that is in the very next sentence. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Wait a minute now. Okay, so now we're starting to get somewhere. Wait a minute now. What's out there? According to the Bible, what's in the deep of space, as they call it? Water. It's water. It's not outer space. It is not some infinite dark land that spaceships can go back and forth to planet to planet to planet. Oh, we are going to get so deep here because we already caught them in a lie. We caught them in a lie. What is beyond the earth? Remember, right now it's without form. It's without form. So what is this? Water. According to the Bible, there's water out there. That's what it is. Verse 3. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. Problem. The sun and moon were not created yet. What is that light? What did God say when he said that there will be no need for the sun? Because his what? His light will shine upon, because it's his glory. The glory of God is on the water. The glory of God is on the water. So the foundation of the earth, the very foundation of the earth is God's glory. It's his light. Life. Life. God's glory is life. So when you step outside of God's glory, it's automatic death. It's darkness. The foundation of everything is God. Verse 4, and God saw the light, that it was good. I need y'all to pay attention to that. God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. So he said, okay, I'm going to divide my glory from the darkness. So now you have the creation of righteous and unrighteous. Life, death. Light, darkness. It is what it is. But the foundation of life itself is God's glory. Verse 5, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Pay attention. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Just to show you how Satan does everything in opposition. Because Satan is the influencer of this world. Satan loves to do everything opposite of God. So what does Satan do? Satan instructs the people, flip the time. Flip it. Say that the day begins in the morning and then the day ends at night. Because God said, no, the day begins in the night and it ends in the day. That's how destroyed we are. Satan's devices, his lies. It's already starting. Okay? Verse 6. And God, I hope y'all are ready for this. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. So now it's very simple. Now let's pay attention. You have this vast darkness, right? So now you have all this vast darkness. Then God came in and said, okay, hold on. Create the dark. Here, have the darkness here. Now let's create the light. Boom, the light was made. Put the light cast. So now from the light being casted, we're going to take, now remember, there's no land. This is just water. So now what we're going to do? We are going to take this firmament and we're going to separate the waters from the deep from the waters right here. So what do? He separated the waters from the waters. In order to separate something, there has to be something in between it. There has to be something in between it. Let's continue. Verse 7. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. So, there's no land yet. Okay? There's no land. So now what do we have? We have these waters that God came in and divided, separated, put something there. So now there's water in the back of the firmament, which is heaven. There's water on the other side of heaven. I'm going to say it again. According to the Bible, there's water on the other side of heaven. All heaven means right now, in this particular context, is the upper part of the earth. So now I'm going to ask you this question. This is absolute common sense. The earth is round when you see it, right? When they try to present it, it's round, right? We all know that the earth is a sphere, as what the Bible says. The Bible calls it a sphere. But are you able to walk on air? Are you able to walk on air? No. So, we do not have the ability to walk on the firmament. We do not have the ability to walk on the firmament. So, we cannot walk on a curvature. We cannot walk on the curvature. So, let's just say, for instance, right? If this is the freaking earth, right? This circle right here, this is the earth. So, in order for anybody to be able to walk, they have to go down to the flat part of the earth. They gotta go to the flat part. They have to go to the crust. They gotta go to the crust of the earth, which we did not read yet, but I'm bringing this out here first so that it makes sense. Because as of right now, everything is water with a glass dome on the top of it. Okay, so now let's see what God does. Verse 9. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. Flat earth. Now that was very easy, but of course we're gonna go through this whole thing, baby. But the whole concept of earth is right here in your face, flat earth. So here you have this dark, right? And I'm going through this here so that nobody misses the point, because this is very easy to understand. So you had this vastness of water. God came in and said, okay, I am going to separate this water from this water. I'm going to put this freaking dome on top of it. And now under that dome, under that dome, under that dome, under that dome, there's just this water right here that I'm going to encapsulate, and then I'm going to put some land there so that my children can walk on it. Flat earth. Flat earth. If you cannot walk on the curvature of this globe, then the earth is flat. You can't stand at the top of a globe. Why? You'll fall. You don't have the ability to fly. It's just like this cup right here, right? It's a sphere. This cup is a sphere. All right, even water inside, it's a sphere, right? But as I put my hand right here, I gotta go inside of the freaking cup. The only way that I could place my hand physically on top of this, if there was an enclosure point right here, right? But it's not. I cannot rest in the middle of this cup. Why? Because it's open. It's open air. So until I go down and touch the water there, this is all open. The same concept for earth. You're not touching anything until you touch the ground. I'm gonna say that again. You're not touching anything until you touch the ground. Can I do that again? Easy. Verse 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. So he made that. It's very simple. This is life under the firmament. Life under the firmament. Okay? So now that you have that, that you know now, according to the Bible, that there is a separation. There is no such thing as outer space, according to the Bible. Okay, let's continue. Verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. All right, so this answers another question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? So now I'm going to read this paragraph again, and you tell me. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. So what came first? The chicken came first. Why? The chicken came first. It has semen. It fertilizes the eggs of the other chicken, the hen, or whatever the hell, however the damn process works. So the animal came first because the seed is inside of it. Just like with us, we were born first and we carry the seed inside of us. Verse 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Why does the Most High keep reiterating this? Over and over and over, he keeps reiterating that the night going into the morning is the day. Because he knew that our governments and these evil people on this planet would reverse the times. Can I ask y'all a question? Is that biblical? Is that a biblical statement? That these devils would change the times. Is that biblical? Let's just see. I want you to please go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. We're going to take a detour really fast. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. We will come back to Genesis. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. I got to make sure I back all of this up. And it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. That's evil. It's Satan, these devils. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. That's us. That's the Israelites. And think to change times and laws. And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. And it's letting us know right now that we are going to be put in the hand of our enemies. They are going to change everything about our makeup. They are going to change everything about how we are supposed to follow the instructions of our God. And what did they do? They changed the time. So now we sit here talking about how the morning is the day and the night is the end. And it's not. It's the opposite. Then it mentions the laws. Then they tell us that we no longer got to keep the law. Not only that, but they're telling us that in church. In church. I can't wait for the day that God kill these people. Verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. Stop. Golf clap, golf clap. Thank you so much, Father, that golf clap is not for you. That's for these idiots down here that tried you. First and foremost, for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Guys, Why do they lie to us in school? Hold that. Let's continue. I want to bring this stuff out here before I even make that statement. Verse 15, and let them be for lights in, and let them be for lights in, and let them be for lights in, and let them be for lights in. The firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So now y'all already know we're about to get into this right now. This is where I want to completely slap the hell out of each and every last one of my science teachers. I want to slap the people that when they took us on field trips when we were little and they lied to us about the solar system. What did this just say? That is inside of the firmament. It is inside, inside of the firmament. They have told us all throughout our academia, all throughout our educational career, that we live on Earth and everything is out of space. That we leave off of this planet and go all the way out of space. They said that the sun was billions of light years away. Billions. They said that the stars, the Milky Way, all of these things, billions of light years away. We can't go to it. It takes so long. It takes years upon years upon years to get to the sun, to get to the moon, to get to the stars. God said, no, don't. They're right there. Right there. Inside the firmament. So now, this is why I made the statement here earlier. When I said that this is very dangerous. Why is this dangerous? Because it's based on a lie. Everything that we think we know is based on a lie. Y'all need to be asking yourself this question. Why was it so important for these people to say, you know what? We're going to lie. We're going to lie to an entire society and make up these lies about how the solar system worked. We're going to tell people that the sun is millions upon millions of light years away. You can't get to it. We're going to convince people that the stars are unreachable. We're going to convince people that we actually went to a planet that doesn't exist. Huh? So you mean to tell me that they pay scientists millions upon millions of dollars every year to keep up this lie that the Bible clearly shows us false? Why do they pay Neil deGrasse Tyson millions of dollars? Why do they pay Bill Nye the Science Guy? Why do they pay these so-called reputable scientists millions upon millions? Why do they even have them go to these collegiate institutions to receive a doctorate, to receive a certificate, to receive a paper that says you are a certified liar? We're going to pay you X amount of dollars to continue this lie. And do you know why? Because that lie is meant to keep you ignorant, black people, because if you come to find out the truth of not only who you are, but what you are, you're going to start asking questions. And once those questions start to get answered, you're going to develop a confidence. You're going to say, wait a second, none of this that I know that I've been taught is real. My God, he's not your God? Wait a minute. If he's not your God, and I'm reading this Bible, and all this stuff here is a lie, and this book says that I'm a God, and that the earth actually belongs to me and my family, then what the hell am I doing in this condition? The elaborate work that they go through to keep this lie up, just so that your black, Hispanic, and Native American ass will never find out who you are. Don't you think if that brother that I spoke about at the beginning of this video would have broke this down, which was very easy to do, he could have, that man that he was talking to, that man could have gotten the truth that day. But no, they take the easy way out. He didn't want to sit there and have a conversation with that brother. He wanted to be seen. I can't answer such an elaborate question or whatnot, because I'm up here dressed up in my royal garb where I look so much better than the rest of you. I will not answer such a peon question. I'm trying to tell y'all. Verse 19. In the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. You see how God is calling these things good and good? He's making his creations and his things. He said, yep, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. All this stuff is good, right? Verse 22. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. He keeps repeating that. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Now comes this part. And God said, let us stop. That's the part right there that most people lose their mind over. And God said, let us. Let us, meaning that there's more than one. He's not talking to himself. Remember at the beginning of this chapter when God said, I created the light? That was life. Is Yahushua, is he or is he not the light of the world, just like us? People don't even get that. That's the time when we were created, the spirits and everything were created. Life was created, but at that particular point, it was without form. Watch. And God said, let us. So it's God, Yahushua, and the angels. And God said, let us make man in our image. God, Yahushua, and the angels were all making people after our likeness. and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Male and female. So God created males and females. So that seed and everything was already created. So God already had the idea. He did not think about to create a freaking female. He already knew what the plan was. And I get so sick and tired of people's and their stupidity. Oh, well, God, he didn't create Eve till later. He already knew Eve was coming. That's why he made seed. You got to understand the telling of the story. Stupid. Like, God don't know what he's doing. Man, people are dumb. It's for real. All right. Verse 28. And God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. You see that? We were not originally carnivorous people. Okay? We were meant to eat fruit, vegetables, herbs, and things like that. That's what we were meant to eat. The things that are inside of the earth, not on the freaking air and stuff like that. There's nothing up there. How do we know? Because the earth is flat. In order to walk on this earth, you got to come down to it and put your feet on it. And he gave us all these herb yielding seeds. These are the things that are to replenish us. These are the things that we're supposed to be eating. Okay? Now, what happened? We sinned. Then we had to start living by the curses. So God gave us a diet and an appetite for meat. Then he made us carnivorous. But originally we weren't. But we are now. And when this earth comes back to its original state, we will go back to being plant eaters. But as of right now, we're carnivorous. All right? Verse 29. Oh, I already read that. Verse 30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything. And God saw everything that he had made. And behold, it was very good. And it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So even at one point in life, God said you were good. He said we were good at one point. How do we know? Because he looked at this and read everything. He said everything that he created was good. Everything that he created was good. But there was a point when we stopped being that way. And that is when sin entered the world. Sorry, guys, it's true. Absolutely true. So now we're going to detour from here and we're going to get a little bit thicker into these scriptures. So now I want you to go to the book of Luke. Now, y'all know we've been deep in Luke for the past several weeks and we're going to stay there too. Yes, indeed, because Luke is important in these last days. Let's go to Luke chapter 21 and go down to verse 21, please. The book of Luke chapter 21 and verse 21. And I'm going to read this here because this is very, very important. And you're going to see just how this ties into what we just read. Luke chapter 21 verse 21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. Do y'all understand what that means? Let's go ahead and read that one more time. Now, as far as this Judea, now we know that's the so-called African American. Let's read that again. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. So there are people right now occupying space that belongs to us. And the Father said they're going to have to leave. When we go up in there, they got to come up out of there. Them and anybody else in any other country that don't belong there, that very same soil and everything that they fighting on right now, God said, I'm moving them niggas up out of there. They gonna leave up out of there because I'm bringing my children, the children that were scattered, the Israelites, are going right back to where they belong. We are going in the mountains in them last days under God's protection. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. I don't understand how y'all can get excited about this. I'm telling you, when you hear this type of stuff and you don't get excited, you are a devil. I don't give a damn what you say. Verse 22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Everything that God said, everything that is in this book, God said, I am going to punish the people that put their hands on you. I am going to destroy the people off this earth that have touched my children. I'm going to kill them. I'm going to destroy them. I'm even going to destroy those that don't keep my commandments. So for all of you that's listening to this and you think this is feeling good and you loving it, if you're not keeping God's commandments, guess what? Your ass is dead too. You, your children, because you didn't teach them, your wives, husbands, and everybody else. You are the person that must educate your spouse, children, neighbors, friends, co-workers. It's up to you. And if you ain't pulling your weight, then guess what? Your weight is going to make you sink right down where you belong, in the depths of darkness, into hell as you've never known it. Verse 23, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But notice that there's an exclamation point after that. That's how God, is serious what he's talking about. In those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. Oh my gosh. So that is a hint and a half for your ass when the Father tell you, hey, you may not want to think about getting pregnant during this time. Yeah, you may not want that. Because at one point, as we just read, be fruitful and multiply. Now you're telling us, hey, y'all might want to chill. Showing you that we are indeed in these last days. God don't, like I said, he don't change. He does not change. He didn't change then. He told us, he said, hey, in these last days, y'all better chill. The unrighteous, y'all better chill. Because that instruction is for the unrighteous. Okay? Verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Let's go ahead and get a precept to that right now, family. Please go to the book of 2nd Esdras. We're going to come back to Luke. Go to the book of 2nd Esdras. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 9. Because it said that the other nations or whatnot, right? Watch this. For Esau, which is the Caucasian, the so-called white man. For Esau is the end of the world. And Jacob, which is the so-called black man, Hispanic and Native American, is the beginning of it that followeth. So, right here is telling you, this is called the precept, that what's going to happen, God's enemies, which are the so-called Caucasian, that's the major enemy. They're going to be eviscerated off of this planet altogether. Their kingdom has to fall. You're watching their kingdom fall altogether right now. You're watching it. You're seeing it. Their kingdom will fall, and then we take over. That's the part that people are so afraid of. Now, we've had many lessons, many upon many lessons of this here, so this is not the time to break that down. We've done it so many times. All right, if you're unfamiliar with that, all you have to do is go in our library and please take a look for yourself. We have over 500 lessons. Okay, let's go back to Luke 21. Let's go back to, I believe we left off at verse what, 24? Was that 24? Yes, verse 24. So now that we read that, I'm going to read this one more time. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And that's what it's talking about. That the last days, which we are in right now, their time is coming to an end, and then ours begin for the rest of eternity, and nothing about that will change. Verse 25. Pay attention. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Did we not read that in Genesis? See? The Father told us what it's for. He told us what it's for. Then he came back to tell us what it was for. That is why we have to use this. When all of these things start happening, you are seeing all of these astrological signs. You are beginning to see the emergence of creatures that you've never seen before, different fish. You are beginning to see fish with human faces. You are beginning to see these so-called UFOs. They are changing shape in the air. They are being revealed exactly as the things that the Bible spoke of. Wheels within wheels, eyes on these things, and they are showing themselves all over the world. Guys, this is no longer a world that is hidden. It's not. All of these things are manifesting all over the world, and there's not enough people that's excited about it. That's my problem. That's one of the hardest things in the world for me to deal with right now, because as excited I am, I'm getting mad that other people around me are not excited. And it was one of those things where the father had to be like, son, come here, sit down. Okay? Everybody's not built like you. Okay? Everybody don't have this spirit on them. And he made me realize, son, do you understand I'm killing 2/3? Do you understand I'm killing 2/3 of your people? 2/3 of them. That's a lot of niggas to die. It's a lot. So I'm killing 2/3. So you better enjoy him now, because you ain't gonna miss him later. We can't miss him later. Watch this. Verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. There are so many things that your eyes have never seen. You've been told that these things are mythological. You have been told that these things are not true, that they're not real. But as they are being revealed, there are some people that are going to die. They're going to have heart attacks. Don't you understand when you see giants 10, 11, 12 feet tall coming up out of caves, when you see what they call dinosaurs, but the God of Earth referred to them as behemoths, when you see these things is coming out of the bushes, when you're walking, you see a damn pterodactyl fly over you. All of that is coming right back to this planet, and it's happening now. God didn't say he's going to stop it. He said that men's hearts are going to stop. Verse 27, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with great power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. I'm going to read that again. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Your redemption draweth nigh. God keep telling us, look up, look up, look up. Pay attention to the sky. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. What is the news telling you? Don't look at the sky. Nah, ain't nothing up there. Don't worry about that. Nah, stop. Those are drones. Hey, look at your phone. Look down, nigga, look down. Because your God told you look up. That right there should automatically be like, you know what? Keep your head up. Keep your head up and on a swivel. Family, our Father is coming.